The collision is the most brute force-oriented event in the Algolympics. And now that the tournament system has changed, all the teams are going to have to endure a lot more impacts if they want to fight their way to the gold. This is Professor CC19, and welcome to Event 3 of the 2019 Summer Marble Algolympics, the Collision. And this year we are dealing with a round-robin tournament. It is not as simple as a bracket tournament where the winner moves on, the loser is automatically out. Each of the teams will now get a more fair shot at proving how skilled they are in this event. So if they run up against one tough opponent, it is not over for them. This is how it's going to work. There are 4 groups of 4 teams. In this first group, you see 2 of the teams here, Grayscales and Mintergreens. There are also Ultraviolets and Crimson Crusaders competing in Group A. And there are going to be 6 matches in total in each group. By the end of the 6 matches, each team will have faced each of the other 3 teams once. So here you see Grayscales, they're going to face off against Mintergreens in this first matchup. But by the end of Group A, they will also face off once against Ultraviolets and once against Crimson Crusaders. This way they will have 3 matches, 3 performances that we take a look at. We add up the number of points they earned, the number of matches they won, tied, or lost in, and that is how we determine the top 2 teams that will advance out of each group. So this way, if Grayscales run up against a very tough opponent in Mintergreens, they still have 2 other chances to show that they are skilled in this event. It's not just the results of a single match. So this way, we are going to have a lot more matches, a more fair chance for each of our teams, and we're going to get things underway in our very first matchup now, Grayscales versus Mintergreens. The first match of Event 3 is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, Grayscales versus Mintergreens. The goal is the same as last year. Cross the gap in all the chaos of the collision, trying to make it to the corresponding colored bowl on the opposite side. Here we go. Mintergreens are going to hit first, but it looks like their marbles are going to the wrong side. Right now we have 2 gray in the gray bowl, only 1 Mintergreen in the mint green bowl. So this last one is going to determine it, and it's not going to work. Mintergreens are going to come up short. Grayscales are going to win this first matchup. Now I'm going to explain as quick as I possibly can how we're going to determine which teams advance. There are actually a lot of things going into play here. We're going to look at how many matches each individual team wins, how many they lose, and how many they tie. That is the first thing. We're also going to look at match points. If a team wins a match, they get 3 match points. If they lose, they get 0. And if they tie, they get 1. We're also going to look at raw score, how many points they score in each match. In this case, 2 gray marbles in the gray bowl. Grayscales scored 2 points. Mintergreens have 1. That scores them 1 point. That counts as points for the team. However, their opponents also get to score points against them. So 1 Mintergreen scoring is 1 point against the Grayscales. 2 Grayscales scoring is 2 points against the Mintergreens. We're going to go in that specific order. So, we're going to look at how many they win, tie, or lose. If we can find out outright, based on that, we have the 2 teams that will advance. However, if there is a tie, we go to match points. If there's a tie there, we go to points for, and if they're still tied, we go to points against. I'm not going to say anything else about the system because it is quite complicated. I'm going to keep track of it as we go, and then I will show you at the end of a group how it's totaled up and who will advance. Right now, Grayscales are the winners of match 1. Now we're going to go to Ultraviolets versus Crimson Crusaders. And since there's going to be so many matches now, there's not going to be much time in between. We're going to go right into this. We have Ultraviolets, our championship leaders so far after 2 events. Winners of gold in the long jump up against Crimson Crusaders. Last year, Ultraviolets also earned silver in this event. We have a good, hard collision, and it's actually going to work for the Crimson Crusaders. All 4 of them. That is excellent. That gives them a lot of individual points, plus the win. Almost all of them, in all that chaos, going to where they needed to be, but this is going to be a 4-3 victory for the Crimson Crusaders. Ultraviolets coming up just short. Our next matchup now, Grayscales versus Ultraviolets. Ultraviolets getting right back in the starting gates. for their second match in a row, now starting from the opposite side. They got 3 in the last matchup. It just wasn't good enough. Grayscales are going to need a little bit more than 2. Right now, Ultraviolets have 1, Grayscales have none. And it changes immediately. This is going to be a tie. Right down at the end, both of them kind of completed what they were missing at the very start. I see 2 purple in the purple, 2 gray in the gray. A perfect match. This is 2 points for each team. 1 match point, but this is going to be a tie between Grayscales and Ultraviolets. Now we head to our next matchup, Wintergreens and Crimson Crusaders. Match 4 of 6 in Group A. Wintergreens and Crimson Crusaders now in the starting gates. Now, one thing I haven't gotten to say yet is the fact that Wintergreens, starting out in 14th this year, is a big surprise. They were last year's championship runners-up, but have been struggling so far in this year's games. It looks like they might continue to struggle. Crimson Crusaders have 3 of theirs. So far, Wintergreens only have 2, and Crimson Crusaders are going to get their 4th. Once again, Crimson Crusaders perfect. This is amazing. I have never seen 2 perfect runs in a row before, and I've seen all the training for all the events, but this is a first. Crimson Crusaders masterfully executing from both sides of the board. Well done. Wintergreens with 3, that's a good score, but it is still their second loss, with just 2 matches left to go, 1 chance left for them in Group A. Crimson Crusaders now right back into the starting gates, this time against the Grayscales. All of the Group A teams doing pretty well, but just with the success Crimson Crusaders are having, it's kind of nullifying some of the success of the other teams. Getting 3 across doesn't do anything if your opponent gets all 4. And it looks like it's not going to happen in this case. Crimson Crusaders, they are going to be on the short end. So far, they only have 1, and it's going to be a loss. Grayscales already have the win in match number 5. Crimson Crusaders handed their very first loss by the Grayscales. It's not going to be that impressive of a win, but it is still a win against a tough opponent. 2-1 for the Grayscales. There's only 1 match left now in Group A. As I was saying a second ago, some success all around for the teams in Group A. This year, there is no consolation race for the bottom half teams. For those that do not advance, they're not going to the Bowl Brawl. We're going to take a look at their performances overall, and that's how we determine 9th through 16th. So even if you don't advance, if you do well, it can still give you some decent points in the overall standings. Let's move to the final match of Group A. Alright, here we are in the final matchup of Group A. Ultraviolets versus the Wintergreens. Looks like Wintergreens are trying a new strategy, stacked 2 on top of one another. You see, we saw that a couple times last year. Doesn't really affect that much of how it works, but it is somewhat impressive. Wintergreens, a little bit too much separation between them. We'll see if it works or if it does not. And doesn't look like it really hurts them, but it doesn't really help them either. This is going to be a tie. 2 purple in the purple, 2 green in the green. We have 1 final tie between Wintergreens and Ultraviolets, and that pretty much guarantees that Crimson Crusaders and Grayscales will be the 2 teams moving on from Group A. We'll take a brief moment to look at exactly how well each of our teams did in Group A. And here are the results of Group A. Even with Crimson Crusaders' 2 impressive performances where they got all 4 on the correct side, they are only going to be the runners-up in this group, advancing along with the winners, Grayscales. 2 points in each of their matches, giving them 2 decisive victories and 1 tie for 7 match points. Crimson Crusaders 2 wins and 1 loss. Even though they got the highest number of points for at 9, they got 6 match points. They're going to advance in second. Ultraviolets with 2 ties and 1 loss in third. Wintergreens 1 tie and 2 losses. They are going to fall to 4th place and continue a rough start in the first 3 events of these games. Now we're going to move on to Group B, Fireballs, Team Neon, Team Transparent, and the Mystic Twisters. Our very first matchup will be Team Neon versus the Fireballs. Alright, we're ready to begin in our first matchup in Group B. Team Neon, who's currently sitting in 2nd place in the overall standings, gold medalists in Event 1 this year, versus the gold medalists on the year last year. Last year's champions, the Fireballs, who got off to a bit of a rougher start than expected. Right now they have 13 points after the first two events, tied with Jack's Jokers in the bottom half. Alright, they are streaming down here. Fireballs and Team Neon staying very closely knit in formation. Looks like Team Neon so far has 1, but Fireballs have 3. So it's not really going to matter very much on what this last marble for Team Neon does, except for the points for and against standings. This first match is going to go to the Fireballs. Congratulations to them. They have a 3-2 victory over Team Neon. That's going to give them 3 match points. We're going to go to our next matchup in Group B, Team Transparent versus one of the rookie teams, Mystic Twisters. For our next matchup, you can see the 2 colored bowls at the bottom of the board are corresponding to the colors of the team captains of our 2 teams going head-to-head that are different colors. The murky red belongs to Team Transparent, of course their captain Transparent Red, and the very dark blue bowl going to the Mystic Twisters and their team captain Midnight. Looks like one of the cream-colored marbles is up in front, the other is in back, while for Team Transparent it's T-Green leading the way down. Leading the charge, we'll see how it works. This is the first time we get to see all 4 of those twisting tracers. It looks like Team Transparent has an excellent push that lands all 4 of theirs in the correct bowl. Just like Crimson Crusaders was able to do. Only this time it's going to be much more dominant. Team Transparent gets all 4 of theirs, and Mystic Twisters only lands 1. That's going to be 4 points against Mystic Twisters, 4 points for Team Transparent. That is a dominant victory. Last year, Team Transparent was only able to get 1 in their matchup, 1 in the correct bowl. Their team captain this year getting all 4. That's quite impressive. Now we move on to our third matchup in Group B. This one going to be just a little bit tricky to tell. We have the red bowl, bright red, and then we have the transparent red bowl for Team Transparent. Of course, our next matchup would be Fireballs versus Team Transparent. Both of them already have a win under their belts. One against Team Neon, one against Mystic Twisters. I'm going to zoom in here, see how it works out. Fireballs are going to hit first. Actually, not that much of a collision. It puts T-Green in the correct bowl, one of the Fireballs in the correct bowl. In the meantime, T-Yellow's the last one still running the course. This might determine, and it's not going to happen. It's going to be a tie. T-Green, the only marble of Team Transparent this time to land in the correct bowl, but in the meantime, only one of the Fireballs does as well. So that means this is going to be a tie. Alright, now we're ready for our fourth matchup in Group B. Team Neon, this time up against Mystic Twisters. Looks like Mystic Twisters are keeping the same strategy. One of the cream-colored marbles out in front, the other in back. One of them is Sunspot, their back marble. The other is Lightning, who came in 4th place in Event 1. Hard collision there. It's going to put, so far, nobody into the correct bowl. And it's going to... What happened there? Did anybody get through? It looks like one got through. Had a pause there for a second. Didn't look like anybody was going to make it to the correct bowl. That could have been a 0-0, but no, it's just going to be a 1-0. Team Neon is going to get the victory in this matchup. Mystic Twisters seem to be really struggling in this event. As a rookie team, it's their first time competing head-to-head against other teams in the main games. And they may be at a disadvantage here. Team Neon, a small victory, 1-0, but it is their first victory. It gives them 3 match points. And now, Mystic Twisters right back in the starting gates, this time on the opposite side, facing off against Fireballs. Mystic Twisters are in a precarious position now. Even if they come up with a big win here, it still might not be enough to advance to the next round. Looks like they've changed their strategy a little bit. Fireball's getting some airtime, but that back marble is running way behind. While Mystic Twisters now have the 2 midnight-colored marbles in front and back. And it looks like it's going to work. Mystic Twisters have 2. In fact, both of those midnight-colored marbles in the color bowl that matches them. That is Midnight and Thunder, while only one of the Fireballs lands in the bowl on the opposite side. So Mystic Twisters have claimed their first win, albeit not a big one. But it is 3 match points on the board. We'll have to see what that means when we have our final match to go, which is Team Neon versus Team Transparent. Alright, our final matchup of Group B, and this is the one that is most important because it's probably going to decide who fills that second spot that advances through to the next round. Team Transparent on the left, Team Neon on the right. Looks like it's going to be either Fireballs or Team Neon advancing in the number 2 spot. However, it could be Team Transparent falling a bit if they lose here. Coming down, hard collisions. 1 of Team Neon is in the correct bowl, but so far 2 of Team Transparent, T Green and T Yellow, are in their correct bowl. It's going to come down to these last few. Looks like Team Neon is not going to do it. So regardless of what T-Red does, this actually might be a record for taking the longest to get down through here. It looks like Team Transparent is going to come away with the victory. Will it be 2-1 or 3-1? It will be 3-1. Team Neon only lands 1 in the proper bowl, while Team Transparent lands 3. Their front 3, to be specific. Looks like Team Transparent and the Fireballs are going to be the 2 teams advancing to the next round. And now we have the results of Group B. Team Transparent, very dominant in this group. 2 wins and 1 tie for 7 match points. But look at their stats. 8 points for and only 3 against. That is pretty impressive. Fireballs with 1 win, 1 tie, 1 loss. 5 points for, 5 points against. They are going with Team Transparent to the bracket tournament part, which means the next round, the quarterfinals. In the meantime, that last matchup had more implications than I expected, with Team Neon beating Mystic Twisters for that 3rd place spot, tied in everything except points for. 4 points for Team Neon, 3 points for Mystic Twisters. They are going to finish in last place in the group. Now we're going to go to Group C, which has Azure Royals, Strawberry Streamers, Jack's Jokers, and Black Knights. Now we're going to kick things off with the first match in Group C, Azure Royals versus Strawberry Streamers. And once again, Strawberry Streamers have sunk to the bottom spot, 3 points after our first 2 events, finishing in last place in the long jump event number 2. So they're looking to try and pick up some momentum here. A hard collision. It forces all of the Azure Royals except 1 to the left side. Strawberry Streamers absolutely dominating that collision. That last one's not going to matter. It's going to be a 3-1 victory for the Strawberry Streamers. That is exactly how you play this event. You go down, you try and force your opponent to the wrong side, and it worked perfectly. In this case, Strawberry Streamers, in forcing Azure Royals to the opposite side, got 3 of their own marbles to score as well. So 3 points for Strawberry Streamers, only 1 for Azure Royals. That is quite a boost to their momentum. Now we move to our next match, Jack's Jokers and Black Knights. Our next 2 teams in the starting gates for the second match of Group C. We have Jack's Jokers with 13 points after 2 events, tied with the Fireballs in the bottom half, versus Black Knights, who are currently sitting in 3rd with 1 silver. Alright, coming down here, Black Knights are a little bit more spread out, but it does not look like it's going to work out for them. Jack's Jokers look like they are going to pull off a win here. In fact, Black Knights are going to get nothing. Black Knights, 0 landing on the correct side, almost everybody going to the right, in contrast to our last matchup where 6 of 8 went to the left. But this is a decisive 3-1 victory for Jack's Jokers. Easy win here. Black Knights not even able to get on the board. Now we're going to move to our third matchup in Group C. Alright, after that first win, Jack's Jokers is right back in the starting gate, this time against Azure Royals. From the opposite side of the board this time, we'll see how they do in their second match in a row. Looks like both teams staying pretty close-knit, Jack's Jokers spreading out a little bit more right at the very end. So far, each team has 1, but now Jack's Jokers has 3, compared to Azure Royals, who have only 2. Second victory in a row. From both sides of the board, they're able to succeed. Jack's Jokers, this time with a tougher opponent, 3-2. Only have 3 more matches left. Next one is Strawberry Streamers and Black Knights. Alright, our next 2 in the starting gates now for match 4 of Group C. Strawberry Streamers had a good 3-0 victory. Actually, no, pardon me, 3-1 victory over Azure Royals. In the meantime, Black Knights were unable to score any marbles in their matchup. Let's see here. This time, Strawberry Streamer's not going to be as successful. Right now, they only have 2. But it could be enough for a win, depending on what this last member of Black Knights does. And it goes to the correct bowl, so it is not going to be a win for either team. This is going to be a tie. Strawberry Streamers and Black Knights, each with 2 members of their team in the proper bowl. So this one is a draw. 2 matches left now in Group C. All right, Black Knights back up in the starting gates on the opposite side, this time against Azure Royals. Black and blue teams running in a very appropriate event to see this matchup. Azure Royals and Black Knights, both of them would need to see a win here if they even want a chance at advancing. Looks like Azure Royals have 2, Black Knights so far have none. And now it looks like Black Knights have 1, and still 1 running. So this is going to be the determining marble, and it's not going to work for the Black Knights. Azure Royals are going to finally come away with a win here, 2-1 over Black Knights. But we will have to see. That may still not be good enough, depending on how our last matchup between the 2 frontrunners so far, the 2 pink shade teams, Strawberry Streamers and Jack's Jokers. That's our final matchup in Group C. Jack's Jokers and Strawberry Streamers, after a short break to watch the others, are back in the starting gates for this final matchup in Group C. Jack's Jokers so far have 2 wins under their belt. 2 very clear wins, trying to get a third. They are first to hit, and they have 3 to the correct side. It's all going to come down to what this last marble for Strawberry Streamers does. And it goes to the opposite side. So this is actually going to be a tie. Jack's Jokers can't keep a perfect record, but it is going to be a very good one, enough to advance them into the next round. We're going to have to see for Strawberry Streamers. This final match is a draw, 3-3. Now we're going to take a quick look to find out who actually did advance out of Group C. Here are the results for Group C, and it is in fact both shades of pink teams, Jack's Jokers and Strawberry Streamers, advancing to the quarterfinals. Azure Royals coming up just short in third, and Black Knights not having very much success. They are in last place. Only 3 points scored for their team, 1 tie and 2 losses, compared to Jack's Jokers winning 1 tie and 2 wins. Total match points 7 and 9 points overall for Jack's Jokers. That is one of the best scores we've seen so far. Now we're going to move to our final group, Group D, Raiders, Yellow Fellas, Icers, and Gold Globes. A lot of very similar colored teams, so this final group is going to be interesting. Our first matchup of Group D is set, Raiders versus the Icers. The 2 top teams in the first event of 2018. This year, both of them are in the bottom half, even though Raiders were our bronze medalists in the first event. Icers, however, struggling. They're in the bottom 4. So far, both of these teams struggling to score members. And it looks like this first matchup is a draw. 2 orange to the right where they need to be, 2 Icers to the left where they need to be. So 2-2, our first matchup is a draw. Now we go to a rematch of preseason duel number 6. 2 very similar colored teams, Gold Globes and Yellow Fellas. Alright, this is going to be a good one. Gold Globes versus Yellow Fellas. 2 teams that both thrive on contact, very similar in nature and in color. I'm going to refrain from commenting until the dust settles here, because this is going to be chaotic. In the meantime, in the overall standings, these 2 are pretty far apart. Yellow Fellas in 15th, Gold Globes are silver medalists in our last event, sitting currently in the top half. And it looks like this actually might be an upset, considering the current standings, because when I pause this here, and all that chaos, it looks like I see 3, I'm going to zoom in to make sure the color is right. Yes, 3 yellow in the yellow, 2 gold in the gold. Yellow Fellas are going to come away with a 3-2 victory in match 2 of Group D. Now we're going to get Gold Globes right back in the starting gates. Actually, no, we're going to get Yellow Fellas right back in the starting gates, this time against another similar team, the Raiders. And now, Raiders and Yellow Fellas in the starting gates. Yellow Fellas starting from the opposite side. We'll see if they can continue that success
from the win against the Gold Globes. This time facing a veteran team, a team that they have faced off against last year in Team Pursuit. And right now it looks like we're in the standings for another tie. And it will be another tie. Raiders, their second tie game, scoring 2. Yellowfellas also scoring 2. That's not particularly good. Raiders get 1 point, 1 match point for a tie overall. That bumps them up to 2. But really, it's better to score a win or a loss against another team, not to just keep tying. We'll have to see if it works out for them. It's also a tie for the Yellowfellas. That is most likely going to work out for them as well. They're sitting with 4 match points now, going into our next matchup with Icers and Gold Globes. This is a sleek-looking matchup for the 4th match in Group D. Icers and Gold Globes, 2 teams very serious about this event. Icers longing to do better after being knocked out in a tie last year by their longtime rivals Fireballs. And look at Gold Globes, how closely knit they were. They're going to score 2, make that 3. Gold Globes is going to come away with the victory in this one. Not entirely sure what this last member of the Icers is going to do, and it's going to go to the wrong side. So this is going to be a very good 3-1 victory for the Gold Globes that is going to partially offset their loss to Yellowfellas. This is shaping up to be an interesting matchup, at least to find out who could be the top 2 here. Our next matchup, we're going to put Gold Globes right back in the starting gates, this time against yet another similar team, the Raiders. Alright, this is going to be another good matchup, I believe. However, it's also a matchup that I'm not going to comment on until everything stops moving. Because with these 2 colors, it's going to be very difficult to tell. Getting down towards the bottom here, Raiders are really spread out. Right now, Gold Globes have 3, and unless Raiders can get all of the remainder, it's going to go to the Gold Globes, and it will. Gold Globes get their 2nd win in a row. 1 quickly against Icers, now another against the Raiders. With 2 ties and a loss, that is not looking good for the Raiders' chances of moving on. However, with 2 wins and 1 loss, it is looking really good for the Gold Globes. We have just 1 match left, Icers versus Yellowfellas. We'll have to see, but at this point it looks like Gold Globes might just be advancing. And now, the final match of Group D, Icers and Yellowfellas. This is also the final match of Round 1 before we get into the bracket tournament in the quarterfinals. Looks like the front 3 for Icers are staying close-knit, but all 4 Yellowfellas are evenly spaced. They plow into one another, and this is looking really good for the Icers. They already have the win. They have 3 on the right side. Technically 3 on the left side, because that's where they need to be. 3 on the correct side, as opposed to Yellowfellas having only 1. So Icers, this is a match which has a lot of implications. Like I say, this is going to be a very close one to find out who moves on here, because Icers have had previous losses, but so have Yellowfellas, along with previous wins. So I'm going to have to analyze the results. This individual matchup, Icers win 3-1, but it's going to be a close one. We're going to have to find out in just a sec who is going to advance the top 2 teams in Group D. Okay, well, like I said, Group D was very close. We found out that Gold Globes were the winners with 2 wins and 1 loss, 6 match points, 8 points for, 5 against, and Raiders were out with 2 ties and a loss, only 2 match points. But the closest battle was between Icers and Yellowfellas, and that last match, in fact, the last Icers Marble, had the biggest implications here, because each of them had 1 win, 1 tie, 1 loss, 4 match points, and 6 points for the team. The tiebreaker came in points against, all the way down the end. Icers had 6 points against them. Yellowfellas had 7 points against them. That means Icers are the team that are coming in second and advancing out of Group D to the quarterfinals. And speaking of the quarterfinals, now that we're done with round 1 and we have our 8 advancing teams, now we're going to a bracket tournament, and that's where we're headed right now.
Alright, we're out of the preliminary rounds and into the bracket tournament stage. This is quarterfinal match A, Grayscales versus Strawberry Streamers. Grayscales have earned 2 points in every match they've been in so far, which was enough to get them the win in Group A. Strawberry Streamers trying to ride their momentum out of the bottom spot, advancing second in Group C. However, they have scored more individual points in their matches. In the event of a tie, unlike last year, it means nothing which team finishes the course first. This year, in the event of a tie, the marbles that did not make the jump successfully to the opposite side will be put back in the starting gates to run again, and we will keep doing this until we have a clear winner. This rule applies to the entire bracket tournament stage, so all the matches in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and if necessary, in the finals. 3, 2, 1, go. We know that Strawberry Streamers are going to rise up at least one spot. In fact, Mintergreen, surprisingly, are going to be the team in last place after event number 3. Strawberry Streamers keeping a very close formation. They jump over most of the grayscales. And at this point, we are looking maybe at a tie. Strawberry Streamers collide. Looks like they got 3. Actually, no, it's not going to be a tie. This is going to be a clear victory. Strawberry Streamers are going to continue to ride their momentum. Out of round 1 and through quarterfinal match A, Strawberry Streamers are into the final 4, into the semifinals, beating Grayscales 3-1. Man, that is absolutely wonderful for their morale. Finishing last place last year, starting the games in 13th, slipping down to 16th, and now it looks like they are guaranteed at least 12 points, maybe even their second medal as a team. Now we're going to move on to our second match in the quarterfinals, which features Icers and Team Transparent. Alright, now we're moving on to quarterfinal B. Team Transparent, the winners in Group B, have been very dominant in this event so far. Coming off a bronze medal in the long jump, they are going to try and earn their second medal in these games as early as event number 3. In the meantime, their opponent, Icers, we just saw barely advancing out of Group D. This should be an interesting one. Team Transparent, at the moment, is the clear favorite, but you never know. 3, 2, 1, go. Stranger things have happened. We have seen upsets in the past. One of the most famous upsets in this event occurred last year when Ultraviolets knocked out championship leaders Azure Royals. Right now it looks like we are set up for a tie, but T-Red can break that if he lands correctly. But he does not. We have a tie. 2 Icers in the Ice Bowl, T-Yellow and T-Green, 2 of Team Transparent in the Team Transparent Bowl. So that means we load 2 of the Icers along with T-Red and T-Blue back into the starting gates and let them run again. Well, I just mentioned this a few moments ago, but this is the first instance of a tie we have in just our second match of the quarterfinals. So, the remaining 4, 2 for each team, are now running again. Looks like Team Transparent staying closer together, and they are going to hit first. T-Blue easily going over, and T-Red joining him along with one of the Icers, and that means Team Transparent now has all 4, so regardless of what this last Icer does, it's going to now be a 4-3 victory in the tiebreaker match for Team Transparent. They are going to join Strawberry Streamers in the semifinals. Now, even though Icers are not advancing here, the fact that they forced a tiebreaker is good for them in the rankings for 5th through 8th. Now we're going to go to 2 other teams that were fairly dominant in round 1. In quarterfinal match number 3, Crimson Crusaders and Jack's Jokers. And now for our third matchup of the quarterfinals. 2 teams that have been very successful so far in this event. Jack's Jokers winning Group C with 2 wins and 1 tie. Crimson Crusaders being the runners-up in Group A with 2 wins and 1 loss. However, they have been able to pull off an amazing feat 2 times, where they got all 4 across to the other side. We'll have to see if they can do it again here in the quarterfinals. Alright, streaming down these ramps, picking up speed as they go, picking up a lot of momentum. Looks like Jack's Jokers are staying very closely knit. Crimson Crusaders off to the correct side. So far they have 2, and it looks like it's going to stay. No, they get 3. Crimson Crusaders. Crimson Crusaders are the winners in the third matchup of the quarterfinals. That last one really did the trick. Plus the fact that they were running the course last gave them 2 more opportunities, and 1 paid off. Crimson Crusaders, this time very close, in a 3-2 victory, are advancing to the semifinals, joining another team who is quite surprising, Strawberry Streamers. Our bottom 2 from last year are both in the top 4 in the collision in 2019. That leaves us with 2 teams in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinal D, Fireballs, who got gold in this event last year, versus the Rising Stars, the Rookies, and silver medalists in the long jump, Gold Globes. Alright, the teams for our final quarterfinal matchup are in the starting gates, Gold Globes and Fireballs. Gold Globes' slogan is going for gold. So far they have 1 silver, and if they can advance, they increase their chances of getting their first gold. In the meantime, Fireballs know what it's like to get gold in this event. They earned it last year against Ultraviolets in the finals. First, they have to advance to the semis. 3, 2, 1, go. Really, this is a very exciting match. The most successful veteran team from last year versus the most successful rookie team from this year. Who will advance? Fireballs colliding, staying very closely knit. But it's going to come down to these last few. Gold Globes have 3. If they can get a 4th, they can seal the deal. And they can! Gold Globes are through into the next round. Fireballs are not going to earn a medal at all in the 2019 version of Collision, but they are going to apparently come in 7th place based on how the other teams have performed. This is a perfect 4 for the Gold Globes, only 2 for the Fireballs. 4-2 victory, Gold Globes are through to the semifinals. Along with Crimson Crusaders, Strawberry Streamers, and Team Transparent, we have our top 4. And now the stakes get even higher. We only have 4 teams left, so we're going to the semifinals. Semifinal A, Strawberry Streamers versus Team Transparent. Strawberry Streamers playing the role of the underdog once again. They were sitting in last place going into this event, but we know they're going to rise at least 1 spot since they've made it this far. However, they are looking for their 2nd medal as a team. They got a gold in the last event of 2018, and if they can make it to the finals, they're guaranteed at least silver in this event. In the meantime, Team Transparent, definitely the favorites here, have been more dominant in their previous matches. Coming off a bronze in the last event, they're looking to rise even more. They got off to a rough start in Event 1, finishing in last place, but looking for 2 medals in a row this early in the games to establish themselves very high in the overall standings. Alright, they are both moving down the ramp a little bit slower this time. It looks like T-Yellow leading the way for Team Transparent over their team captain T-Red. But Strawberry Streamers, look how close together they are. Split almost 2 by 2. But now it looks like we have 2 Strawberry Streamers landed, and 2 of Team Transparent landed. So this last one's going to make the difference. And it's going to work out for Team Transparent. T-Red pulling off the, well, I wouldn't say comeback, but pulling off the final point, the last one running, the last one scoring. Team Transparent is going to be guaranteed their 2nd medal in a row. They are headed to the finals in a 3-2 victory over Strawberry Streamers. In the meantime, Strawberry Streamers, their dreams are not dashed yet. They still have a chance at a bronze. They're going to face either Crimson Crusaders or Gold Globes, depending on who loses in semifinal B. But whoever wins gets to face Team Transparent in the final. And now for the 2nd deciding matchup of the semifinals. Crimson Crusaders versus Gold Globes. Gold Globes, very similar to Team Transparent so far, starting off in the bottom 2, then earning a medal in their 2nd event. Right now they're trying to live up to their team slogan and go for the gold, becoming the very first rookie team to earn a gold medal. In the meantime, Crimson Crusaders, they have been very consistent so far in the top half in events 1 and 2, already guaranteed top half in event number 3. And they've been very impressive in previous matches, as we've seen. Sometimes getting 3 across, sometimes getting all 4 across. Right now, they would like nothing more than to keep Gold Globes from claiming that 2nd spot in the final. And right now, though, it's not... well, actually, I was going to say it's not looking likely, but all of a sudden it is. Gold Globes get 3, but Crimson Crusaders are able to match that. 2 very strong teams. and we are going to have to go to a tiebreaker match with only the marbles that did not make it. So it's just going to be one-on-one. It's going to take absolutely perfect timing if we want to actually see a collision. But we're going to set the remaining marble of Gold Globes and the remaining marble of Crimson Crusaders back in the starting gates to find out who will advance to the finals. Alright, a very interesting situation here. We have 2 marbles left, one for either team, determining who earns that second spot in the finals. Whichever team crosses the gap successfully will earn their team entry into the finals. And right now it does not look like it's going to be Gold Globes. Gold Globes misses, and Crimson Crusaders have it. Crimson Crusaders are in, and Gold Globes are going to the bronze medal match. It will not be the very first gold for the team that's trying to go for the gold, but however, it will be the very first silver or gold for Crimson Crusaders. They will face off against Team Transparent in the final, but first the bronze medal match, Gold Globes versus Strawberry Streamers. And now we have 2 more teams competing for the bottom step of the podium. Gold Globes and Strawberry Streamers. Taken at face value, Gold Globes definitely would seem like the stronger team here, earning their first medal after only 2 events, while it took Strawberry Streamers 12 to earn their first. But really, Strawberry Streamers are competing for the pride. They want another medal under their name. Colliding here, Strawberry Streamers staying much closer together. At this point, they have 3... and it's going to be enough. Gold Globes 2 is not going to cut it. Strawberry Streamers have 1 bronze in collision. Last year, they were knocked out in the first round when we had a different system. They tied Wintergreens, but they were slower on the course. This year, when they had more of a chance, they were able to show their stuff all the way down to the semifinals, and Strawberry Streamers have their second medal under their name. It is a bronze. Gold Globes, still pretty good points, but just like Mystic Twisters in Event 1, a rookie team making it all the way to this point, but just missing out on the podium. Now we go to our highest stakes matchup. Team Transparent and the Crimson Crusaders. Who will be the winners of Collision? Now, for our final matchup of the day, Crimson Crusaders on the left, Team Transparent on the right. Both of these teams have been very successful throughout the matches today. They have endured a lot of impacts, a lot of collisions, but only one of them can win gold. It all comes down to this. 3, 2, 1, go! This is one of our longest events, consisting of a lot of matchups, a lot of brute force, and a lot of strategy. We'll see what strategy the marbles employ here. Crimson Crusaders easily the first to hit, but not really scoring very well. In fact, this is going to be a tie. Tie game. T-Red and T-Yellow. The top 2 score for Team Transparent, while 2 marbles also score for the Crimson Crusaders. So that will not be the final time we see the marbles run this course. We need to reload T-Blue and T-Green into the starting gates, along with 2 of the Crimson Crusaders. We need another tiebreak. Well, I said earlier we would have tiebreaker matches, and indeed we did, and if necessary, I also said, in the finals, and indeed we also have this. 2 marbles for each team running, trying to break this tie. Both of these teams have endured tiebreakers in the past. In this tournament, T-Blue leading T-Green down. Can they cross the gap successfully? T-Blue has. If T-Green does also, Team Transparent has won, and they have. 4-2 Team Transparent is your gold medal team in Collision. Crimson Crusaders come up just short, but they are going to earn silver and their first silver medal as a team. In the meantime, Team Transparent, this is their second gold and their 4th overall medal, their second in a row. This is going to give them a huge boost, up to 40 points in the overall standings. Speaking of that, we're going to go to our overall standings from this event, awarding the teams their medals, and then the overall standings for the game so far. Here are the standings from our 3rd event. This is our very first team event, so as you can see, all the marbles represented on the podium. Team Transparent on the top step with 25 points. Crimson Crusaders, congratulations to them also with 20. And Strawberry Streamers, very proud to be here, earning their first bronze medal with 15. Gold Globes just missing the podium. Of those that made it to the semifinals, Icers in the tiebreaker got 5th, Jack's Jokers 6th, then Fireballs and Grayscales. Based on their performances in the first round, Yellow Fellas came up just short of advancing, but they did come in 9th place with 7 points. Azure Royals, Team Neon, and the Mystic Twisters in 10th through 12th. Ultraviolets and O'Raiders, Minter Greens down at 15th. Another disappointing finish for them. And Black Knights in dead last. They did not get any wins. In fact, 2 teams... Well, actually, pardon me, there 4 teams did not get any wins in their first-round matchups. They are the bottom 4, Ultraviolets and Raiders, 2 ties and 1 loss. Minter Greens and Black Knights, 1 tie and 2 losses. Then you go to the points for, points against. Either way, Black Knights is not earning any points in this event. Now we're going to take a quick look at our overall standings after 3. And with that gold, Team Transparent pulls off an amazing feat and goes from last place after Event 1 to first after Event 3. 1 gold and 1 bronze already. They have 40 points. And with that silver medal, Crimson Crusaders jump from 8th up to 2nd, within 1 point of the lead at 39. Ultraviolets and Team Neon, the gold medalists in our first 2 events, now tied in 3rd with 34. Gold Globes settling in close behind at 33. Black Knights fall from 3rd down to 6th, with a last-place finish in Event 3. They are now tied with Grayscales, and Azure Royals rounding out the top half. Mystic Twisters falling down to the bottom half with 26 points. Jacks, Jokers, and Fireballs both jump over O'Raiders, who are continuing to fall down the leaderboard. Icers and Strawberry Streamers close behind. Strawberry Streamers jumping up 2 spots from the bottom. And now occupying that bottom spot on the leaderboard, a big shock, it is Minter Greens. However, as Team Transparent proved, anything can happen. You can go from the bottom to the top in a matter of a couple events. But now that there are more points on the board and the teams are settling into their positions, it's going to be a lot harder for teams at the bottom to quickly jump up towards the top like Team Transparent has done. The next event, event number 4, is coming very soon, and it is golf. To see more of the Algolympics, the remaining events, all the way up to event 14, and to find out who's the champion, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you found this video fun and you'd like to see more, again, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, trying to predict who you think is going to win, rooting on your favorite team, or leaving a comment about this event itself. As always, thank you so much for watching. Next event is coming soon, golf, event number 4.